Good afternoon, adventurers! Yep. It's Friday. You know what time it is. It's time for John's Dungeon Corner here at the Collective in Altamont Springs, Florida, where it's a beautiful 80-something degrees. It's beautiful all around the country, though, right? Don't you think so? Of course you do. Look at this guy. He's all for it. He's got nothing but eyes for Florida. No pun intended. Anyway, all right, so today's show. Oh, wow. Well, you know me. I change things on the spur of the moment, but I'm going to tell you what I'm going to talk about next week. First, let's talk about dice. What's my favorite topic?
Dice.
See? I even got a crew today, but we'll talk about that in just a second. Look at these dice. You have got to see these dice. They are simply amazing. Look at this. Look at that die. That's a D20. Oh, yeah. It's a D20. We likes the 20s. That's a nice die. Look at that. Look at it in blue. Isn't that nice? There it is in gold. Whoa. Oh, look. Isn't that neat? I love stuff like that. Yes. Mystery loot, more dice. Keep your eyes off of it. Oh, and the newest thing. Oh, you guys got to see. These are these cool plushies that just came in. Just got opened up. There's 4 of them to start with. There's a bullet, a monodrome, a demogorgon, and just what we always need, a demogorgon, demon lord, and a snowy owlbear. Check these out. And they're keychains. Oh, wait. There we go. You know, like I tell you guys, sometimes on the camera, things don't look so great. They make it look blurred and stuff because I kind of move them around like this. But anyway, come and see them in person. They look so much better. They're hanging out with the adult black dragon. They're going, we're hanging. And it's Demogorgon. What are you going to do? Tell them no? Right. Of course not. Okay, so we're talking about dice. Beautiful dice. Nope, that's not what we're talking about. Just kidding. So, next Friday, somebody asked me, a couple of people have asked me, remember when I did the whole thing on how to create your character, and I sat here and we put one together from start to finish, took about an hour to do it? Okay, so somebody asked, what about a dungeon? I mean, you talk about dungeon mastering, you talk about let's put together, hey, Sarah, happy Dungeon Corner Friday. Yes. How you doing? Welcome to the show. So, yeah, and they said, so can we do something with a dungeon? Can you kind of put together a dungeon to help us out? Because you talk about challenge ratings and you talk about XP needed for characters, and it's like Chinese to some folks because, you know, they've never done it, but they want to do it. They don't want to buy a module. They just want to build their own from scratch. So what I'm going to do next Friday, I've been working on that, trying to figure out, okay, how can I do this in an hour? Hey, brother, there's Willie Blanco from New York. How you doing? Welcome to the show. So what we're going to do, we, as in me, well, me and Xanathar's cousin there, we are going to sit there and put together a dungeon from scratch in 1 hour. Now, yes, some ideas and some of the work will already be done ahead of time, but I'm going to kind of show you the mechanics side of it, taking the CR ratings, taking the experience points, spreading it out, getting the characters to second level by the end of the campaign, the end of the adventure, which is the milestone concept instead of the individual, because that's what I've talked about, and I think that's what confuses people, is that the milestone is, okay, you start here, you finish your second level. And people go, well, okay, that's great, but how did they get the second level? How does that all work? I'm going to show you because I've talked about it a lot and I've never really shown you. So that was a really good question. It took me a little bit to figure it out, and I won't be doing it today. I will be doing it next week live. It'll be really cool, and it'll be recorded, and you guys can see it later on, right? So that's really neat. Okay, so couple cool things. Wednesday's games are going crazy. D&D games are there's like 5 games going on, and new ones starting up. And the other side, remember I told you that they're expanding into the Bay next door? It's almost done. They're hoping to have it done by this weekend. So, whoa, you need to come and check it out. It's so cool when you see a project like before and after, right? You can kind of go, wow, yeah, this looks amazing. But when you just kind of walk into it and you go, oh, this is really cool, you don't even realize how much work was really put into it. Me being behind the scenes all the time, I get to see things from where it used to be a storage area. Actually, it was a tuxedo rental place or something with all this stuff everywhere to where it was a storage, and now it's turning into a game store and a part of the collective. And it's going to be amazing. That's where all the gaming is going to go on. He's got. I'm not even going to describe it to you because I wouldn't be able to do it justice. So you just got to come and check it out. Check that out. So talk about checking things out. You got to come and check out there's so many dice that just came in, a whole stock, because I'll tell you, I bet you one of the biggest sellers during last month, during that last day, was dice. Oh, yes. Tomorrow, and that's the other thing. Tomorrow is free comic book day. Thank you, Sarah. And the collective is the place to be tomorrow. I'm going to tell you, free comic book day is a blast. I always come in here. I always try and get in here on free comic book day. Even if you don't read comic books, it's a good time to start because you get to try out all these different comic books for free. And I mean, sure, if somebody paying you to do it, free is the next best thing. Right? Right. And if you don't agree, that's okay. You will one day. All right. So check this out. Today, I just happened to be wandering in here, and two of the players from the Wednesday night game that I talk about all the time, and you guys, you've met Antonio, my son, right? The DM who also plays. You've met Sarah, his fiance, who also plays. You've met my wife on the show, my brother, and let's see. You've met other DMs, right? That have come and gone. You've met other players that I kind of bring in from time to time. But this time I'm going to bring in a set of players, and they're a mother and a daughter. And they kind of, remember I told you it's about family and hanging out and companionship and camaraderie and bonding. It's a fun thing to do with the family, right? So I'm going to introduce you to Nancy and Cheyenne, mother-daughter, and come on up. Give them a round of applause. Round of applause. Look at this. A round of applause. This is Nancy. Everybody. And Cheyenne's a little shy, but that's okay. Just wave at the camera. And there's Cheyenne. Come on. It's okay. Come on. You can have a seat, Nancy. Here, flip that around. All right, Cheyenne, you got to stand. That's all there is to it. And her pet owlbear. I'm telling you, this is what happens. And her tail. All right. All kinds of crazy things going on. Oh, look. Sarah snuck something in. What is this? They have a barbecue place coming out for lunch, too. You know what? I'm probably going to sneak by here sometime tomorrow. I'm going to be out and about, but I'm going to make sure that in my out and abouts, I somehow roll through here. Yes. Okay. Oh, they're giving away free stuff. That's all you need to know. I'm not even going to tell you what it is. Just free stuff with comic books. It probably has to do with comic books, okay? So come on out. Get free stuff. I mean, like I said, there's nothing better than free stuff. All right. Exactly. The owlbear did that, by the way. So, all right. So let's talk about Dungeons and Dragons. Hey, look. Sarah says, hey, y'all.
Hey, Sarah.
You think that Sarah's from the South. She's actually from, like, Michigan. Hey, y'all. I can see that now. And then she's from St. Thomas, so I know that doesn't work out there. So I don't know what's going on around here sometimes. But, okay, so.
I'm just trying to find a chair.
I'll just put one of those up. Yeah, there only so much fits back here, you know. Here, I'll sneak over this way a little more, and you can sneak over a little bit more, and just bring a chair and have a seat. All right, so. So, Nancy, you used to play back in the day, right?
Yes.
And then you kind of came back, and Sarah says she's cultured. Yeah. Oh, okay. So you came back to D&D after a little hiatus, and you ran to 5e. So what do you think? Big change, huh?
Totally big change. I mean, I played in high school about 40 years ago, and then we didn't have all of this cool stuff that you have now.
Did you have cool dice like this?
We had not quite cool dice, but.
What about cool plushies like this?
No, we didn't have nothing like that.
See? I told you the game's changed.
Yep, we didn't have the little mini figurines.
No, see, I told you guys.
We used cards that we
cards. See, they got more fancier. We use pennies. Remember, I keep telling you guys, little little toy soldiermen. Yeah.
Yep, we didn't have all these fancy markers and stuff.
Right? And the map boards?
The map boards we didn't have either. We made our own. We took cardboard and we drew out our own.
See? I told you.
So, yeah, it went from prehistoric dinosaur to wow, amazing.
Okay. I don't know about that whole prehistoric dinosaur part. Okay, but it was old school. We use the word old school.
Okay,
yes, prehistoric.
Yeah, well, everybody says I'm ancient. So.
Oh, okay. All right.
But anyway, but no, it's really changed a lot, and we're
calm down. Ain't nobody calling you old, man. Good grief. See what you did? See what you did?
Sorry, didn't mean to.
Oh my gosh.
What's his name?
That's he doesn't want his name known. He is Xanathar's cousin. That's it.
Xanathar.
Xanathar. Xanathar
Oh,
from the Monster Maker, Xanathar.
Oh.
The Xanathar.
okay.
Anyway, from Forgotten Realms. All right. So, and then Cheyenne, you've never played D&D, right?
No, I've been wanting to play since I was like 12.
Ah, and you're 13 now, so not that long.
I'm 19.
Oh, I'm so sorry. How did I know? We're all kids at heart. So you've been waiting 7 years to play?
More like 6.
You were 12?
6, 7 years, yeah.
6, 7 years ish.
6 or 7 years, see? Okay. Xanathar's cousin is going to have to keep an eye on you. No pun intended.
I have a boot.
So you've been waiting about 6 or 7 years to play, and your mom decide. How'd you decide to play? Did mom drag you into it? Did you drag mom into it? How'd that work out?
My therapist said you should probably start playing to get more social interaction.
Okay, from the horse's mouth.
Therapy.
Social interaction. See, there's a word for you, folks. Social interaction. What have I been telling you? Camaraderie, bonding with your family, having a good time with friends. That, if you want to put a term to it, that's called social interaction.
This is so cool. I love this dragon.
The black dragon, yeah, it's actually it's white. It's just primer. You get to paint it whatever color you want. Oh, I'm glad you actually pointed that out, and that's why I put him there. Thank you. So somebody asked me, so if I bought a dragon, even though it says it's a red dragon, can I paint it whatever color you want?
Yeah.
Absolutely. You can take this adult black dragon, and if you like now, okay, now let me put a little disclaimer here, okay, because this is important for you to understand. You can use this miniature for whatever you want. All right. It's a black dragon, yes, and you can paint them blue, red, gold, copper. The difference is that if you look at the dragons, their heads are all, believe it or not, shaped different. Like the black dragon has horns coming out of its side. So most people are going to say, well, but you know, this is a suspension of disbelief. Like this, even though it is Xanathar's cousin, okay, and has a name, he's really just a little thing that you hang up in your room and see. He's not going to really disintegrate me with the eyes and stuff, okay? So if there's a disbelief, a suspension of is that what it's called? Yeah, disbelief. Then there you go. That's a red dragon, a blue dragon, a green dragon. Heck, you can make them a purple dragon, which I would give you $2,000. All dragons should be purple in some way.
I actually have a little small wormling at home.
A wormling, see?
Gold.
Exactly. See, so you can paint them whatever color you want. So that's not a big deal.
Buddy,
I wanted to answer that. No, don't do that. All right, so okay, so back to this. All right, so you played then, you're playing now, you're playing with your daughter. How's that? How cool is that?
I think it's the greatest thing. Any parent, if you're looking for something to do, if you've never played the game, don't know what it's about, come on out, sit and watch.
And roll
There's
dice.
so many games going on that you're going to fit in somewhere. And if you're a mother-daughter, mother-son, father-daughter, father-son, it doesn't matter.
Whatever.
Come on out with the family. Once you get into a group, you know it's the right group because we're all one family in our group. We treat each other like brothers and sisters. We even argue sometimes like brothers and sisters. But
Yep.
I mean, that's the game, though. We have so much fun.
I can vouch for that. I'm the DM. Good grief. No, don't pull that one. That one we don't.
And remember, JB, these are off limits. Dungeon Master won't allow you to buy them anymore. Just
That's
like
Jason.
I can't
That's
use
Jason.
your
No, you're not using my.
lid.
So yeah, so she didn't have anywhere to roll her dice on, so I gave her my lid to my dice tray. I said, well, here, just roll there. So because sometimes when you roll dice, they just kind of slide on these, right? They don't really roll real well. So I gave them to her. So what does she roll? She takes it, rolls it. Oh, that's a 19, but she rolls a 20, crits the creature with guiding bolt.
Guiding bolt.
Guiding bolts and kills him. I'm like, okay, that was fun. And then Jason's next. And what does he do? He turns around and rolls a 22. And I'm like, okay,
We're done.
we're done. Actually, we weren't done. They killed the last two. I'm like, what? But hey, it's all in the dice. It's fun. Hey, things happen, right? But anyway, so it was a lot of fun. How about you, Cheyenne? So now you're playing with your mom, Dungeons and Dragons, something she used to play. She's brought you into the fold, and you met all these crazy people. So what do you think about D&D as a new player?
It's as fun as I had hoped.
Good.
I grew up with the whole thing of like Dungeons and Dragons is like demonic, evil, all that crap from the Christianity slander.
Well, yeah, that happens. Well, yeah, I'm going to actually spend a show once upon a day on that about that. But you know what? No one's perfect, right? So it's all good. We've come to learn that a lot of things that were good for you are bad for you, and bad for you are good for you, right?
Yep.
So there you have it in a nutshell. Let's see what Sarah's talking about over here. I think it's important to pamper and help our fellow players. When they win, we win. That's just because they rolled 20s. Anyway, but yeah, so all right. So you're playing together. You're playing in the mines of Fendelver, the town of you're taking a cart. You've got into the caves, and you've kind of had a couple of adventures. What kind of stood out to you?
Wolves.
Wolves.
Yeah,
Wolves.
and then we had goblins attacking us from behind bushes and brush that we couldn't see.
That's
And
called
we just
an ambush.
We just get through with one battle, and all of a sudden we're not completely healed, and we're going right back into a second battle.
That happens. That happens.
But me as a cleric, I got to heal everybody.
Yep, gotta heal them.
Show the shirt. Show the shirt.
Yes.
Oh yes, this is a. You can stand up and show it. Stand up and show it. Here comes the cleric shirt. Not that she's a cleric or anything.
Oh no.
This is her D&D. She wore it today just to show it off. So what's it say?
Cleric, someone has to keep you losers alive.
I am good.
And it's all fun and games until the DM kills the cleric in the cutscene.
Wait, where's the
So-
thing that I gave you?
So yeah, so it's a lot of fun. I think the party's having a good time, right? So far, so
Okay,
good.
So far, it's
No one's
really
died.
good.
That's
No.
always positive. And
Yeah.
remember, the only time you know you're winning is because you're still alive. Because a lot of people ask that. So how do you win at the game? You survive. You might get beat up. You might lose a few coins. You might lose a couple of items. But as long as you're alive, you win.
That's the name of the game.
That is the name of the game, isn't it? There's not really a first place or second place.
No.
There's only those who lived and those who died. There's like no happy in between.
Everybody will have trauma.
But it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's been a lot of fun with you ladies joining the party. It's a 6-person party, yeah, it's family. It's
And I
family,
think
So
we're
it's Sarah.
well-rounded with our characters.
Yeah, right. So that's a good balance. So you
Yeah.
play the cleric, and Cheyenne, you play what?
A rogue.
She plays the rogue. A what?
Tiefling.
A tiefling rogue. Very cool concept. And then we have a lionin barbarian. It's true. Clerics are lifesavers. Barbarians can be a little reckless. Ragers got to rage, though. Yeah. Speaking from experience, right, Sarah? She's speaking from experience with that whole barbarians got to rage and get reckless.
Uh-huh.
What's
But,
that spinning wheel?
And then we got a dragonborn paladin.
Yeah.
We have a dwarven.
I know we got the dwarf.
What's dwarf? Dwarf is a fighter.
Yeah, he's a
I think he
fighter.
He's a fighter, and we have a
wizard.
a
Who's
human
a
wizard.
wizard.
So that's a really cool balance,
On him.
a really well balanced party. It's a lot of fun. And like I said, if you guys want to try and come and find a game on a Wednesday, this is the place to be. All right, so hey, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
I will see you guys Wednesday.
Yeah.
All right,
We
Thanks
look
for
forward
coming.
to another venture. Bye, everybody.
say my round of applause. Woo! What'd you say? Yes. They you can keep an eye on them. Don't ask. So anyway, all right. So after
Did I
all
sleep
that,
with my covers tonight?
yes.
Good
Put
thing I
mirrors
didn't
around
forget.
you. No, I'm just kidding. So it's nice. I bring people on the show so that you can see the people that I talk about. And yes, they're real people. And I love to promote the whole family thing because that's what it's all about. The camaraderie, the social interaction as the term, right? It's a good thing to just get out and meet people and have fun. So all right, so let's talk about next week. Let me talk a little bit more in detail about what I'm going to do next week now. I'm going to bring out an adventure that will take, I'm going to build it in front of you. Hopefully it won't take me more than an hour. That's what I'm hoping for. Oh, look, Sarah and Willie gave you much applause. So I will show you how to build it from scratch. Now, I may have a couple things pre-built. Simply, I want to get that showing in an hour. I don't really want to go over that hour mark. But I'm gonna put together the creatures, kind of explain to you what I'm gonna do. So the backstory to it, I'm gonna tell you the backstory. There's a village that is hiring a group of adventurers. I'm gonna use 5 adventurers. Okay, that's because a handful of adventurers. they're trying to look for a group of adventurers to come and help them with their goblinoid problem. It seems that some goblinoid creatures, goblins, orcs, they're not sure if there's anything more than that, but have moved into an abandoned mine. And, well, the villagers, even though they have like a village militia, okay, you can only imagine, right? They really are not. They're just. They don't. They can't put up. They can't put up a fight against goblins and orcs and who knows what else up there. Their hunters actually stumbled into it by accident. They were out hunting, went up into that area because there's good deer, plenty, and they saw him and they followed him back to the mine. They're like, holy moly! There was at least like a dozen or so goblins and a big thing they finally figured out was an orc, just commanded real guttural like. And they're like, whoa, this is too close for comfort. So they can't deal with it. They're going to hire some adventurers to go up there and deal with it. As a reward, they're going to probably offer them some gold and some things that they have. And we'll get more into that, putting all that together. But I'm kind of giving you the gist of what's going to happen, where this is all coming from. The 5 characters I'm not going to design. It's just going to be 5 adventurers. That's all we need to know. We need to get 5 adventures from first level to second level, and that's what this adventure is going to be based on. I'm going to take the number of adventures times the number of experience points, and I'm going to go over this. I'm just kind of explaining it now. I'm going to go over the actual numbers next week, times the number of points that they need to get to the next level, and that's what I'm going to use as my basis to build the monsters within the CR that I feel is comfortable for those 5 characters, regardless of what the 5 characters are. I'm not worried about what their classes are or their races or anything. It's 5 characters. Remember, that's what you have to kind of think. Okay? Now, they're going to go into a mine. All right? And they're going to try. The whole goal is for them to expel, evict, kill, destroy, maim, hurt the goblins and such that they go away and don't bother the village, because the villagers are afraid that that's their next target. Okay, it's an orc thing. It's a goblin thing. What do you want out of them? All right, so that's the gist of the adventure. All right, I'm going to design it. I'll probably use somewhere between 10 and 13 rooms, probably closer to 10. I'm going to build it with the boss, which will probably be the orc. He'll probably have a lieutenant or something around to keep everybody in line. A couple strong goblins, and then just goblins. And I may throw in maybe a bear on the way up there, a mountain bear that they might run into, just kind of warm them up. I always like to do that. You'll see that I'll throw out sometimes a bandit raid, or in the case of my Wednesday group, they ran into a group of wolves that attacked them, and that's what I used for session 0. It was technically a dream, and then I did it for real. Because I wanted them to get an idea of the whole pack tactics that the wolves have and that kind of thing, how to fight as a group. In the dream, the barbarian got taken down, and then bandits attacked them, actually on the way to the goblin cave, as they said, and then there was an ambush. That's part of the campaign. I didn't have anything to do with that, but I did a couple things to get them kind of used to rolling the dice and get them pumped up and ready to use their abilities in the actual game. And that I'll do the same thing with this week. And that's all part of the XP. Okay, they'll run into wolves or a bear, a mountain bear or something up there. Maybe a group of scout goblins, 2 or 3 of them. All that, and I'll show you how all that works out in the total thing. Can we see the new big dice up close? Sure. I'll bring these up here. Here we go. All right, we'll start. Oh, Sarah, you'll love this one. Look at that. It's got these crystals inside, or like these little crystal circles. Look at that. Isn't that a beautiful? Oh, 20. Yes. That's the blue one. This is like a mandarin color. It looks golden light, but it's really nice. More like an orangey salmon color almost. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful die. Okay, and of course, the one that I'm going to end up getting, of course, because it's purple and blue, and I have the smaller set that this will look really nice with. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, there's actually more colors. I think there's like 3 other colors. I just grabbed 3 because, well, 3, it's a 3 thing. All right. So that's the dice. Come in tomorrow. I may have to pick up a couple. Yeah, I'm going to have to pick up one tonight. This one. But, yeah. And then you got the plushies. But it's like a topaz. Yes. That's a good color for it. Topaz. Yes. And I'm going to actually draw out. I'll probably bring a white sheet with me with the rooms already drawn out in that. The caves drawn out as to how I want to fight it. And then what I'll do is I'll put the dimensions on there, how big I would make them if I was to draw them out and build them out on the map. And that way you can kind of get an idea how that works. I think that's about it, really, as far as the getting it all together. And then, I'll tell you, okay, well, here's what it is. I'll put some traps in there, and I'll explain how I do experience with the traps in that. And that's just the way I do it. I mean, a lot of things that I do, like how I get to the milestone concept, the camera does not do them justice. They're beautiful. No. Oh, yeah. Nancy got to see them in person, so she can say that. They're gorgeous. And I tell you, there are so many things here that if you don't come down and see them, you really don't get to experience them because they're amazing. They're beautiful, but on the camera, even with a high quality, I've always said holding something in your hands is so different than seeing it on a piece on the computer screen. So if you can, come down tomorrow. Once again, is free comic book day. Okay, so you want to come down. They're giving away free comic books. They're giving away some cool little baggies with goodies in them. So come on down. There's a barbecue truck coming. In fact, I'll probably plan on having lunch here, breaking up my day like that. So, yeah, that's how I roll. Any reason to come to the collective. My second home. It really is. Anybody who knows me will tell you. So, all right. I think that's about it for today because next week you're going to have to bear with me for almost an hour. So I'm going to give you a break this week. All right. What? I told him about free comic book day. Quit arguing so much. Good grief. This guy, telepathy is a wicked thing, And you can't say no to him because then he'll petrify you or something. Just kidding. Anyway, so this is John from John's Dungeon Corner. And as always, may the road rise up to meet your feet. May all your adventures be successful. And I will see you next Friday at the Dungeon Corner if I don't see you tomorrow at Free Comic Book Day. All right, everybody. Have a great weekend. See you next